Good morning, everyone. I am driving, so I'm not going to be able to look at the screen, but I wanted to come on and talk to you all this morning about some things that I'm reflecting. I hope that it won't take me hard to upload this. It's been really hard to upload all my things. Google's acting up, telling me I did my capacity. I got to remove stuff from there. So I don't know when you'll get this, but I'm sure that it will still be just as relevant if it's something that you're experiencing and, can hear from my end how I'm dealing with it. Anyway, yeah, so I watched this movie called Brittany Runs a Marathon, and that's on Amazon Prime. And I was pretty impressed by this movie. You know what's funny is that when I was choosing a movie, I was not going to go with that particular movie. I wasn't looking for that. I was looking actually for another movie that I saw, and I said, oh, let me watch this. But then, the previews give you something different. And normally I always skip past the previews, but I didn't. And I'm very happy I didn't, because I enjoyed this movie. This movie is a great reflection upon people like myself who have certain insecurities, who, look at ourselves in a certain way, don't understand why things are happening to us because we don't realize it's our mindset. We think that we're past this, or we think, what I loved about this movie is that there was hills and valleys in a mood. Hills and valleys in a mood. The way we see ourselves in our body frames, the way we see ourselves in our life, the way that we think that other people are having it better than us, and then come to find out they think that you're having it better than them, and you're looking like, what? Because if you only knew, it's funny because I've had people tell me, oh, Melissa, you just seem like, no, I'm human and things are happening, and that's because I'm living. And as long as I live, just like you, we may not deal with the same things, but we're going to deal with the same emotions of those things that we do deal with on an individual basis. It's going to bring us up, it's going to bring us down. So, we'll have our good days, our bad days, some successes, some failures, some stagnant moments. So I really loved that movie because it really did, I was feeling what Brittany is feeling. I've been on this journey where I was exercising and eating right. I fell back, gained some pounds. My waist is all crazy again. And I understood what she sees when she looks in the mirror. She didn't see any progress, regardless if there was progress made. How hard we are on ourselves. The things that she was doing in her relationships, whether it was a girlfriend or a guy friend she was interested in, where she just assumed she should be in those relationships, which was basically degrading her own self or placing herself in a lower of the totem pole. And I just really enjoyed that movie because in some aspect, many of us can see ourselves there. In this whole movie, we can see ourselves, so I just wanted to recommend it. Just wanted to give a little side note. Also, I have not been able to upload, so I don't know when this is going to upload, as I stated. I think I might have stated that in the beginning because I tried to videotape and then the phone fell, and I'm like, oh, just forget it because it stopped. But yeah, I'm trying to sit here and upload stuff, but there's been a lot of technical difficulties. It doesn't matter what device I'm using, uploading is becoming a task. And I'm like, well, maybe, Lord, you don't want me to say this and say this and say this, but I really think it's because I have to clean out stuff, that's all. So I'm going to start getting to cleaning out. I just bought some USBs and stuff. I'm going to clean things out so I can get more content up. But yeah, I just wanted to say that, I just want to give a quick little reference on, how we see ourselves. And I just want to say, I remember, I just recently was reflecting upon my relationships, just relationships period, but also relationships with men, because after I had gave that video, I found myself with 2 suitors that I didn't feel was going to go much of anywhere. So I'm like, with one of them I had to let go because that was just causing me a lot of emotional roller coaster, and we were just friends. and the other one, I feel like the person is way too young. And even though he seems very nice, and he seems to be much into God, we do speak a different language, and I'm not interested. So I know people are like, oh, you should give things a chance. When you're not interested, and that's just a fact. And like I said, I'm never hard up. I don't need just to have. I will be okay. If God doesn't give me that, I'm okay with it. But I want it to be for real, for true, and I kind of realized that there was some distractions, because the Lord has something coming my way. So I am trusting in Him, and I'm holding out, and I'm believing in God for my blessings, for my miracles. And so I had to let go of that. But what's really more funny is that after I recognized that those were distractions, the biggest distraction of all tried to come through. And because I wasn't in a vulnerable state, I did not fall in that trap. So my ex-fiance's mom called, and she wanted to ask me something, ask a favor, because her son was in the hospital and I was on the contact list. Could I call and find out what's happening? But I respected his privacy. I called just to find out if I can find out what room he's in, because if I can at least find out what room he's in, I can tell her to call that room. Because again, I'm not that person. It's not my business. I have not spoken to this family since 2017. I would never want to just be that person. That's just not who I am. I'm not petty. I'm not, ooh, let me find out. No. It's just not that serious. But I recognize Satan, because I said, oh my gosh, he's trying to now get me to think that this is my way back into something that didn't work for me as well. Recognize distractions, because what God has for you, the devil will try his best to block it. And he knows your weaknesses, and he knows your struggles. And I've heard that if you speak out loud when you pray, the devil can hear you too. But when you speak in spirit, only God can hear you. And a lot of times I find that I speak out loud, so the devil knows a lot of what's going on. And if I'm doing one of these videos, he hears me just like you do, but he doesn't hear my spirit. So a lot of times I'm learning to start speaking in my spirit, so that only is me and God in this night, not you, because I don't want you to know what I'm looking for as well, and then you try to supply a need that is not good for me. So yeah. So that's that. I'm pretty much going to be getting more content up once I get this computer fixed. But I love you all, and I thank you for listening to me, for those who do. And I pray that anything I'm saying is helpful. I don't ever want to come off like I'm, first of all, this crazy lady. Secondly, I don't want to come off like I don't, the journey I'm in, I just really want to share it. I'm not, again, always telling my business, but I do know that people are experiencing the things I experience. And I really sometimes wish that I could hear from others when they're experiencing it, so I can know that it's just not me. But this is how, what they said, this is how they're going about it in the right direction. They're feeling, when they steered off, this is how they got back on track. This is the path that they're continually trying to go do things in a way God expects for them, or asks for them, or wants us to do, right? So yeah, again, love you all. Won't hold you longer, and have a blessed. Today is Sunday, so I don't know when it's an upload because it's such a problem, but it will still be just as relevant any other day. Have a good one. Bye bye.